We have just pulled into the Child Study Center, and we're going to pick up my son, who is currently 16 months old and playing outside, and whose mommy dar has probably already gone off because he's good that way. That's nice of you. Yeah, we're going to go. Are you ready to eat your lunch? Are you ready to eat? Oh, you want to say bye-bye? Bye. Okay, let's go get your stuff. Shall we go get your stuff? All right, let's go get your stuff. Well, like I said, the service did teach me a lot of things. A lot of lessons. Learning from my mistakes was a big one. Learning to stand up for myself, whatever environment I'm in, was a big one.
Because I've got a good buddy, they said he was on a deployment and his wife was on a deployment, but his wife's orders was up first. So,
towards the end of my deployment, I was leading the patrol, so I had to, before mission, I went through a lot of maps, marking out, making sure I knew where I was going and things like that, and different like checkpoints or like places that could be potentially dangerous.
My name is Beck Hannaford, and I'm the certifying official for Veterans Benefits here at Ball State. My job is to make certain that all the paperwork is done correctly and all the computers are fired up so that they get paid, and that's one tier of it. And the second tier of it is that, to work with veterans groups such as Brandon and our campus partners so that our veterans have a great stay here at Ball State.
The other thing that I think I learned mainly was becoming more of a leader. And being able to lead airmen or lead a project, see that it actually follows through.
It was probably a little more gradual for me. I came out and then we moved across country, and it took us a couple weeks to find a job. And then when I did get a job, I actually wound up working in kind of a paramilitary environment with a bunch of vets. So slipping up and using the military lingo, slipping up and using the sailor talk, using the military time, those things didn't really draw back from my job to the degree that a lot of people experience. I didn't dive into being an elementary school teacher right away. I didn't dive into being a secretary right away. I was dealing with convicts or inmates and veterans, which made that a lot easier for me, I imagine.
An example, on our very first veterans meeting, we had a gentleman who lived up in Shidler, and he said, I feel different. I'm older than most students. I feel like maybe I don't have as much commonality and that sort of thing. And he was glad to join the group and find it out that there were at least 300 and probably more other people that have similar kinds of feelings.
My main goal to start off with is just basically build a place for veterans and family members to come and hang out and share stories, be able to feel comfortable around each other and be able to share.
The one thing that I do miss about the Army is the group of friendship that you make throughout meeting people throughout the country, and you just become close with everything you do. And coming to Ball State, it's a little weird because I'm a couple years older than other people, and I don't typically know how to interact with them, and I know a lot of other veterans feel the same way, and I feel like it's important to build a community where we have a place to come and hang out and share stories and be able to relax and just be ourselves.
PTSD is incredibly widespread, and it is not just the combat vets. PTSD affects most veterans, and I think most of us experience something to some degree.
Really, not everyone returns crazy like they play in some of the movies. It's just, it affects everybody differently. Just more of how much that person's willing to get help and how good of friend support he has to really help him to transition back into civilian life or return from deployment.
The thing I want to do is make a book. I want to write a book. Basically, it's a book that is for the civilian world to understand what the military life is actually like and what it what in part they can do to show their appreciation, and this book I want to be able to show a different side, a more positive side to the military life, which I think we bring to these meetings.
It's sad that a lot of people never think of veterans until Veterans Day. So hearing a thank you is nice. Showing respect for your country is nice. On Veterans Day itself, if you're wanting to do something specific on Veterans Day, I'd say thank a veteran. Doing something to help maybe the veterans that are having major problems. They're disabled, they are homeless, they're not able to adapt back to civilian life. Doing something to help those guys, that would be nice.
How are our grandchildren going to understand what it means to be a human being if you guys who know that bittersweetness don't speak out and let us know as much as you can? I commend you guys a lot.